everybody, Journeyman Joe here, and today we're going to look into upgrading the audio system in my car. But first, before we upgrade the audio system, what we got to do is the big 3 upgrade. So what the hell is that? What that means is that you want to upgrade the stock wiring on your car. So you got more bump in your pump. So the big 3, the 3 that they are so the wire to the alternator, the ground chassis, and also the engine block ground. One thing you got to remember when replacing the line in the alternator is to put a fuse on it. See, I got this 250 amp circuit breaker because I might upgrade that to a 220. It's 130 amp right now, but we'll see about that. But you see on the stock wire, you've got these 2 little links. Those are fusible links. That's what the fuse is on your alternator wire. So don't skip that part. It's important so you don't burn down your whole car if something goes wrong. As you can see, I had to shave down this one quite a bit to get it to fit on the alternator lug. When you run bigger wire to your alternator, chances are the little stock harness boot thingy with you, you're not going to come. So you go online, you go on eBay, you get this big son of a bitch. Look at that. That's for 0 gauge. So we're going to stick that right in there to cover that up. You want to cover up all the terminals you can like that. A wise man said, don't fall in love with your zip ties. Well, that's a little close for comfort there, but what are you gonna do? That's a problem for future Joe to worry about. This probably isn't in the best place for the alternator circuit breaker, but what are you gonna do? It should be on a nice flat surface tied down with both things. This is just zip tied on, kind of loosey-goosey. Oh god. I also upgraded the wiring to the fuse box itself. That's not part of the big 3, but why not if you're here? I figure if I was going to do all that, I might as well replace the entire stock harness. So what's on the stock harness? What's left? What else is there? Well, we've also got a wire to the starter, and that's all what we need to do now. And then we can replace the entire stock kit instead of just adding wires to it. Also, there's one more wire that you got to think about. This is the starter wire that comes out of the fuse box and down to the starter to when you turn the key to let it know to connect the relay and do the wham bam boozle. Okay, so now after that, we're going to take these off and do a review of those and see how it goes. So now let's get to the review. We've got a whole bunch of different battery posts because I wasn't happy with anyone. So what we got is the stock setup right here. Then we have Customz right here, and then we have the Knukonceptz right here. And then lastly, we have DC audio, but you could also find this branded under Sky High Audio and the stuff like that. So let's take a look at the reviews and features and all that crap. Let's get going. 4 0 gauge inputs, 2 on each side. 4 double 0 inputs, 2 on each side. A 0, 8, and 4 input as well as on the side. You could use that to hold on your stock harness or put another thing under there and screw it down. As far as clamping force goes, the stock connectors are actually the best ones with this side that screws and crushes the thing down on your terminal. Next up, I would have to say this one because it uses this nice big bolt here and you can close it down. Then comes the Knukonceptz, which you screw this down in here and it's brass, so that way if you strip it out, you can just replace these 2 little pieces. There's not much movement here, but it stays on nice and tight. Lastly, this is one that I wouldn't trust. Look at this. Look at that tiny little set screw is all that can hold the entire thing on. If you're, doing some hardcore off-roading, I bet that could slip right off. I wouldn't trust that at all. Obviously, the build quality and the finish on the stock connectors is, it's OEM. You get what you pay for, which isn't much. Then the next, the Knukonceptz and the DC audio, they're the machined aluminum, so they look pretty nice right now. But as you can see, I've used this one for just a little bit, and it's already getting scratched up and all sort of marked up. Now, the Knukonceptz one is an interesting one. This is actually plated, but that means that you can see the plated marks inside the holes there. It looks like little burn marks. It's really weird. So it looks very, very good, except that also you can see in there the machine tooling marks. I don't know. Yeah, see that right there? Super razor sharp little chunks of metal come flying out when I opened it up, and I almost killed myself. It's very strange. One of the nice things about the Knukonceptz ones is that it comes with a nice rubber seal to protect the thing. Of course, then you can't see the shiny surface, but it protects you from, shorting the 2 terminals, just like the stock ones does with that. However, these 2 provide no protection whatsoever. If you drop the tool across those 2 terminals, you're in for a bad time. Now we're going to take a look at how well the terminals actually fit onto the posts. See, the thing about the SAE terminal battery top post is actually it's a tapered cone, not a straight through, and a lot of machine stuff don't take that into account. So the Knukonceptz actually fits fairly nice, which is nice. The DC audio and the Customz, they're straight holes, so they don't fit on all the way. And then finally, the stock ones fit on absolutely the best because, well, it's like they were made for it. As you can see, all the other guys use set screws to tie down everything on nice and tight into the holes here. An interesting thing about the Knukonceptz is that it comes with, well, it doesn't come with, you gotta buy it extra for an extra couple of dollars, a little side terminals that you can screw into here, and then fit the stock one on. But the strangest thing is that when you to secure the wires, you actually have to put it in from underneath. That's very strange. So imagine a nice big thick wire there. This thing is not going to sit flush, and then when you're sitting it on the battery, it's going to be tilted up like that. It's a very strange choice, and actually it's the one that disqualifies me from using the Knukonceptz, because moving my wires around, I'm trying to dress things, I need to be able to connect them from the top, and if it's from the bottom, that means you have to attach all the wires first and then set the thing. It's very weird. I don't like it. Here you can see the differences in size. The Knukonceptz nice and tight. The other that was a little bigger. That one's even bigger. That one's a big boy. And also you can see the different heights here. There you go. So take that into account as where the battery strap is, and how you can orient these things, and where the screw's going to be, and be sure you have access to everything. Because sometimes you might set it up wrong, and then you can't unscrew things, and then you want to kill yourself. So out of all these options, what I'm going to go with is the Customz. One is that the set screw is on the side for the terminals, because so that's easier access if it's as I'm going to put it up on the battery like that. And it may not sit completely well, but I might machine that out a little bit. I don't know. I might just pound it down with a hammer and shrug and cry when it falls off. But I don't know. We'll see. And then also I like the physical characteristics of it. It's a little shorter. It's a little thinner. It's a little narrower. That way it fits a little better. These I disqualified just because of that little tiny set screw. It's just too little. That's a joke. And then finally the Knukonceptz, which is technically the best of the bunch, because hey, look at that. Ooh, that's nice. But there's just some weird choices made here, and weird fitment issues that I just I wish I wanted to love it, but I just can't. The two disqualifying parts are not enough connections. I needed more zero gauge connections, and the weird connection on the bottom issue. I just don't get it. So there you go, and also there's a stock one, but that's what we're upgrading from. I wish I could have this kind of fitment on this little guy here. That would be perfect. Now, what I'm going to do for safety is I'm going to design and 3D print a little cap to go around this. I know it's not exactly going to be as sexy as this nice polished aluminum, but, when your car doesn't catch fire, you'll be thankful that it's there. Okay, so see you next time!